Well then. I was always a secret. We stand some Secretary in our lives, you know what I mean? Big Secretary fans here. Very excited to see Secretary getting their big moment. Let's see some Secretary stands in chat. So cool. Because if you think about it, yeah, Secretary would be like the ultimate sort of conglomeration of humans and occupants together, right? In Secretary's own words, spent not only lifetimes alongside the various clones throughout their 1,000 years of life, but 800 and some cycles of Iris's and Watcher's memories melded together, getting a glimpse of humanity in a way that humans don't get a chance to get. Probably a better understanding of humanity than anyone.
Well, look at you, in here at this hour. Is that a promotion I see? Hey, I can keep a secret, you know.
A secret?
Sorry, I'm just... You know, video game, you can have your emotional moments, but if you give me an opportunity to look at various products on your shelf, I am going to notice that you have a moisturizer called Is Moist. and there's nothing you could do to stop me, to prevent me from bringing it up. There's a special blend there. There's a brown sugar head, I think it is. A perfect gift. Anyway.
Did you sneak something while I wasn't looking?
Dried scallops? Oh boy, all right. Pork luncheon. Premium.
You keep a secret?
What?
And also to this extent, of course, all this is food on these shelves, which is, a little in black market.
Oh, come on. I'm good for it, I promise.
Dry scallops is the thing in China. I would presume you wet them again before you eat them? I'm curious. What do you do with dry scallops? Rehydrate. Yeah, okay. Good level of preservation. I get it.
A secret? You couldn't keep a secret to save your life.
Yeah, that's fair. She is bartender. Her whole thing is gossip.
Noah, are you okay?
It's been so long since anyone has called me that.
Bad day?
Same old story. You know the one.
That is interesting. This is the first, that laugh right there and then all this too. This is probably maybe the only person Noah feels comfortable actually confiding in.
I know the one. Hiding in plain sight.
I still miss her. Watchers are just so... you know what I mean.
What can I get you?
It's been a while. Let me think. One dark and sinful. Extra strong.
Are you sure you don't want to try something else for a change?
It's all right. It's all I deserve.
I presume they're in cans because that's the only thing that would have even potentially survived over 1,000 years of preservation, right? Plastic bag ain't gonna hold up to that kind of scrutiny like a good old vacuum sealed tin can's gonna. One thing that we never really resolved, there was this conversation that Noah had with... No, this is... We got information from Iris at one point that something bad happened to the original clones, and she managed to catch the healer type. But the other ones didn't make it, I think, right? Is Noah perhaps That original healer? Did we ever kind of resolve that sort of thought? Because I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, why didn't we never talk about that afterwards? You know what I mean? Hello? Are they telling me to turn around? Is that what I'm seeing? Wrong. I've gotten so used to sprinting through this game that it's like, come on. Are we in Old Town? We're in Old Town, right? Trying to see if I can see the roof down here. Your famous place back in China? Sure. And we know this to be, by the way, Old Town is actually like an amusement park that was supposed to be kind of used to ground the inhabitants.
Frozen gaze. Dissociation. BB, you are ill.
Tell me again about the virus and the host. Tell me again how the virus infiltrates, donning the host's likeness and function so that they are indistinguishable from one another.
That's viruses.
Let me work on an antidote.
Ribbons of their guts. In my wake.
BB,
What if it was you I had shot in the face?
stop. Those sisters are not family. The structures and ethics that governed our lives before, they don't. They can't. Had you not shot each bullet as exacting as you know best, we wouldn't be here. We've come this far because of you.
Because of me. This far. Is it far enough?
So I imagine this is the intervening time immediately following the death of Allmother and the beginning of the provisional government, right? It was Fixer, Bang Bang Fire, and Healer that were all hiding out in Old Town, yeah?
To be honest with you, I don't know.
Pretty sure. Yeah, of course. Good causes don't still prevent PTSD. Okay. All right. Okay. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. No, thank you. We know Bang Bang Fire is still alive, right? Or at least, as alive as one can be in this current moment. Capital talking to one of the kids?
You
Principal and Knower?
had unbecoming fashion.
A cold reception.
You can't be surprised.
A purple sister.
You've barely aged.
I would call you eldest, but you are not my sister.
Nope, never mind.
So, is it greener?
What?
Where mother took you, is it greener?
No. No, this is one of the older ones, isn't it? No, but not my sister. I don't know.
What she did was not right.
Then why did you all take her side? I ask as if I care. As if I have not spent eternity toiling over this, coming to the only possible conclusion.
Did none of the original sisters die? Were they all brought there with mother and youngest was left behind?
What conclusion?
The lot of you? Unimaginative. She was keeping us down and you all loved it. Lapped it up. Pathetic. I was bold, and so I was punished.
Are we in communion? We're in communion with the occupant. The occupant that decided to take hold of Earth itself.
You must understand, Mother was not well. She hid this from you. You were not the only victim.
Tell me, old clone, did your family turn their back on you? Did the love of your life ever leave you to rot?
How will we ever move forward without forgiveness?
Until you have lost what I have lost, until you have persevered like I have, you are in no position to pass judgment on me. No one is. Anything else?
I only came to say that I'm sorry, youngest. I wish things had turned out differently.
I really think that's the case. None. Her whole gig of like Iris killed all of the sisters because in Principal's mind they were dead to her. They were no longer her sisters after they all abandoned her in that moment for the sake of Mother's love and trust.
You can go now.
Fascinating. Hey, picture of Zhao. We've had some good times, haven't we? Okay. Played a watch that Iris was worse than she actually was, of course. Where did the clones go? Where was Principal sending him? I still don't know, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, this is actual Hong Kong, I presume. Perhaps the aftermath of the riots. Who's that at the end of the street? Oh, is this what he actually did? Well, that's a more pleasant way to go than what was expected. What a smooth trip. This air, this heat. Hong Kong, did you miss me? Hey, don't look at me like that. It was the only direct flight. Aww. Ah! How dare you?
Huh?
And? It didn't even hurt. Halfway down, I was already passed out. I didn't even pay for a ticket. Dad's fly for free. Oh, no thanks. I don't smoke. Just gonna get some sun. Rest a little after the trip. You should too. We've both been through a lot. I think I'll head to a food stall soon. I'm hungry. Feels like I haven't eaten for a lifetime. You in? Look like you could use it. Finally. We can eat together. Oh, you know, we talk a lot about like how this game is up there with me when it comes to like Outer Wilds and things. This feels a lot like the end of Outer Wilds, where the universe is collapsing in on itself and everything is converging into one sort of common memory. You know what I mean? It's maybe trying to play it smooth to Johnson over there. Da, 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 da. Might be kind of a flash, life flashing before your eyes kind of thing, Boyer, I guess. Do you jump off the airplane or building? Building is I believe the implication that with only his wife left in his world and him knowing that he's already infected and dying, he just didn't have any fight left in him left. And I get it. I think if I was posed with a choice between lingering on with a disease that would slowly push all of the liquids out of my body through my eyes, or end it quick off of a like a 4th-story floor, I'd probably pick the jump. It might be a little dark to say, but there wasn't like any chance of a cure. It's not like he could go to the hospital. There was no hospital. They're all dead.
You've eaten?
No. But it's okay.
Your father killed himself. In case you're wondering. Jumped off the balcony.
Mom?
So this seems like sort of a convergence of all the memories together, having these conversations after the fact, right? Oh. Huh. Sorry, I'm now just recognizing that. Which means that it isn't necessarily that eldest sister was alive or anything like that. This is just all the memories that that the occupant's been holding on to that are sort of melding and mixing with each other in this sort of labyrinthine complex of memories that it keeps.
Your hair. Why do you look like this?
My gift. It requires me to... It's a long story.
Hi, Iris. Everything is a long story with you.
It's okay to be a complicated individual.
Iris. No one has called me that in a long time.
What do they call you?
All Mother.
Oh, is that supposed to be funny?
Well, when you're the mom of like 2,000 clones, then who knows?
No. It's because I have sisters. Many clones that I raised.
You?
Yes.
You raised kids? They obey you?
Oh God, no. One of them stabbed me.
Mom. Surprising. You could barely dress yourself. Your room? My God.
Mom, I'm someone else now. I'm an adult.
You cooking for yourself now?
No, but...
Wait, hold on. Yeah, what about that?
That's what I thought. Oh, if only Ba could see this. He'd be so amused.
I don't want to fight.
Even the post-life digital memories of these two, Mom is still dragging her. What, you aren't making yourself, you can't even heat up yourself a digital hot dog. I can't believe you.
Oh? Then what do you want?
Why aren't you doctor yet?
Why, after all this time, you want to talk to me?
You have clones, but do you not have doctor?
I want to ask for your advice.
Oh boy. You're getting way too much out of this, Mother.
Okay.
How did you do it? How did you leave everything behind and then start a family?
Isn't that what you did? That's not what you want to know.
Okay. What do I want to know?
How did I balance the work hours with the thanklessness of parenting at the same time as the insomnia and severe post-traumatic paranoia?
Yeah, those parts. That's pretty much what's going on.
Yes.
Easy. Ba.
Dad.
He kept me going. We kept each other going.
Did you ever regret having a child?
Foolish question. Next.
No. You gotta hit that one up.
I was...
Regret? Moi moi. Or whoever you are. We are poor technology. The human body and brain, too capable of storing clutter. Too desperate to hold on to things.
Oh, yeah, and like the keepers aren't.
You just have to move forward. If you're tired, doesn't matter. If you are bitter, doesn't matter. I do not forgive my daughter for having left me. Doesn't matter. I do not forgive my husband for having left me. Doesn't matter. So, I keep moving.
I didn't go back.
What?
I promised you and Bob I would come back home. And it was a lie. I even had a chance, but I couldn't go back. I could only go forward.
Good girl.
I mean, life is a balance of those things, right? Ultimately, like, yes, if you hold on to nothing but the past and the memories of which you have, you will run out of space and capacity to attend to the future. But to completely abandon your past too means to lose that part of yourself solely for the sake of the future. And if you do that, what are you informing your future with? You know?
Is that really you?
Blue. Hello, Blue. I remember now. I'm sorry. It's been a while.
What happened? What happened to your body?
I've merged. More me, less them.
Yeah, let's go, Secretary.
I see I've returned to this place. That's good. I can finally end this. You can finally end this. Interesting.
Did it work?
Yes, the memories of Iris, of Watcher.
Mm-hmm.
They have been passed down to all sisters.
Okay, so Grand Communion has happened. Everybody knows everything. That was the whole point of this whole, like, cockamamie plan, was to try to send memories or the complete picture to everyone so they'd have a better understanding of why or what has happened up to this point and why it's happened. And if they know the truth, then, well, they have their own decisions to make.
And now we are afloat.
Secretary, what did you do? What did I just see?
I overrode everything.
Overrode?
While the simulation was still running, everything collided. This is the last communion.
Okay.
Blue, it's time for you to decide.
Oh, boy.
What should stay and what should go? What future you desire?
Oh, boy.
That was Watcher's wish, and I will abide by it. One final intervention before I leave.
You're leaving.
I must not interfere any further. I've already done so much damage. This world must be allowed to continue without my presence and without the disease.
Sure.
So, what now?
You need to evaluate what stands before you. Confirm your decisions. Then return to me, and I will make them reality.
Save! Okay. So our job is to, I presume, wander into each of these sort of things and determine their fate.
Iris's mother and father.
Yeah?
The memories of a city always on the shore of extinction. An obsession and yearning that will never stop. It can help you subsist, or it can make you starve. Will you carry this?
Yes.
The Red Guard.
All of them?
How would you differentiate?
The provisional government serves all sisters, especially the ones who need help.
A hammer. Both when a hammer is necessary and when it is not. Will you carry this?
I will not.
This is your chance, Iris type. For what ancient Iris did to ancient Zhao. We never asked to be born. Same as you. We deserve our own way.
The responsibility to repair what has been wrought, long before and long after. A burden so heavy it could crush you. Will you carry this?
Sorry, when I'm nervous, I do a little dance. Lights on.
Blue, Secretary, what are you doing? You're not serious.
BB, can you hear me?
We have to go to the surface. There's nothing left for us down here. We'll die out.
Sisters that were never your own. Follow the dreams of the surface, and whatever may wait for you there, or spend your final days with what you already have. Will you carry this?
Lights on. We got to strive for something better than that, right? Than just staying down here and dwelling on what remains. We got to move forward.
The ancient sister.
Don't you see what Mother did?
You have no idea what it's like. Living in her shadow.
A sister who has been wronged and has wronged in kind. An open wound. Will you carry this?
Lights off. I think she needs some rest.
We've done our service. You can't just throw us away. We have the right to continue.
Those who are set in their ways and slow to change, but with experience to spare. Will you carry this?
Lights on.
High Minister of the Provisional Government.
Right.
Do what you must, sister. That's what I've always done, and I'm not going to apologize for it.
An adaptable sister who will do or say anything to survive. Will you carry this?
Lights on.
They've forgotten us, left us to rot. You're one of us, Blue. You know how it feels. Principal and the High Minister need to pay for their crimes. We can carve our own path, starting today. You can't betray your own kind.
A sister who keeps justice and anger closely together. She has only ever known the fight. Will you carry this?
Oh, I certainly hope they give us some stats at the end of this, Frosty. That'd be so cool to know. Lights on. Really, I have a pretty good feeling of what each of these that I want. Well, I don't know about Mauve, but I am very nervous about this one here. I do not know.
We only ask to worship out in the open, without prosecution. Sisters who are lost need the comfort of a mother. Would you kill us for this?
Tradition can soothe the difficulties of reality. It can also have a dangerous gravity.
Right.
Will you carry this?
Lights on. I can simultaneously not abide by their wishes without murdering all of them. If that makes sense. They may have what I would consider almost to be dangerous ideals, but they haven't hurt anyone, you know?
A radical sister who came to words later in life.
I'm not going to beg, Miscellaneous. I thought you wanted change. Instead, you'll side with those old sisters. I've lived under their thumb long enough.
She is an agent of change. No matter the change, and no matter the cost. Will you carry this?
I will, because I think she's been dealt it wrong, and she's worth recovering. All right, I think I've got it. Everyone lives except the Red Guard. It's just too oppressive of a movement that prevents any change from happening in principle. Because I think this society cannot move on while she yet lives. There's just no way around it. I think the rest of this can still provide a new basis for a new society, but there's just some elements that cannot be abided by.
Blue, are you ready to appraise your decisions?
I am.
You have chosen a future that will ready the knife, that seeks new instruments, more finely tuned,
Certainly.
that faces past wrongs head on, no matter the cost,
I think is necessary.
that will capture these sisters and execute them,
Huh?
that will root out the old, that will hunt tradition until none remains, that will see this sister pay for her crimes, that will continue to ignore those who have been ignored, that believes some are simply beyond forgiveness.
It will continue to ignore those who have been ignored? That doesn't make sense for them being light on, right?
That will finally manifest vengeance for what was done a millennia ago.
I guess this is an excellent time to ask. Cunning, or somebody else who's played this, just to check in real quick, that lights on means that they are going to survive, and lights off meant they were going to die, right? Or am I supposed to spare, or is lights off sparing and lights on removing? Just to check in on that one.
Are you certain?
And that's a rutabaga. The game is doing something very deliberate for this. Sure. Okay. So in other words, I am doing... It is messing with me, but I have still made the choices that I have made, right? They're saying that those sisters are being executed because the rest of the society is still around with it, right? Or that even if they are, even if I keep them alive in this instance, that is the fate of which befalls them regardless. I'm certain.
Mauve is dangerous. You're sure? Will she listen to you?
That's real unkind of you, Secretary.
Her fight is with the sisters from before. We are on the same side.
What about Bartender?
She clinged to the old ways, too. After all this, I see that now. Mauve is right. The provisional government was a half measure. We never started anew.
Do not forget that Mauve is also a sister from before.
Sure.
Secretary, this is my choice. Do as I say.
Man, they really don't like the idea of me keeping Mauve around.
If that is your wish, then so be it.
Mauve has been radicalized, but not necessarily in a bad way. Maybe in a self-serving way, that might be a problem, but I just think that energy can be put to better use.
Farewell, Blue.
She's too capable to just be removed from this world without really having an option or an opportunity to engage it with it.
Let this thread be clean.
Here we go. I'm not Mauve! Okay. Good catch, by the way. I'm about to just get like 13 achievements for like making this choice. Here we go. Epilogue. Aye! Yeah, all right. I see. Wait, I thought I got rid of the red guard. So text with some of the lights on was the game saying, hey, if you do this choice, everyone will die. You sure? Then Mauve will kill everyone. You really sure? Woof.
Secretary, is that really you?
They brought me back. They're like, excuse me.
I'm sorry. It's been a while.
What happened? What happened to your body?
I've merged more me. I see. That's I can. You.
I see.
Did it work?
Yes, they have been. And now,
Secretary, what?
I overrode everything.
Overrode?
While the simulation was still running. Everything collided. This is the last communion. Blue, it's time what should stay and what should go. What future you desire. That was Watcher's wish, and I will abide by it. One final intervention before I leave.
You're leaving.
I must not interfere any further. I've already done so much damage. This world must be allowed to continue. Without my presence, and without the disease.
So,
you need to evaluate, confirm you, then and I will make them react.
I can't tell if this is just a rewind because you did bad, or if this is deliberate, like, the cycle continues kind of energy, you know what I mean?
All of them?
How?
The provisional government, especially
A hammer, will you?
Lights off. Lights off over here.
Don't what? I live it. And will you?
Lights off. Yeah, Mauve just really went to town.
A radical.
I'm not going. I thought you wanted. Instead, I've lived.
She isn't. No matter. Will you?
All right, let's try that configuration now. I chose everyone else to live.
Blue.
Let's give it another go.
You have chosen a future that casts aside the knife for more difficult incisions, that aspires to new instruments, but that leaves you vulnerable, that faces past wrongs head on, no matter the cost.
Yeah, so I think they... No, they did start with Mauve.
That seeks to persist on the surface, regardless of the unknown and the possibility for pain, that recognizes past contributions and to go more slowly, that allows for comfort in tradition at the risk of docility, that will do what must be done in order to survive, regardless of the soul.
Well, give me a second on that, Cunning. Well, maybe we'll do it during end credits.
That relentlessly seeks justice for those ignored, that will try to reconcile those two desires, that believes some are simply beyond forgiveness, that remembers where you came from, knowing you can never fully connect to it.
That sounds about right.
Are you certain? The ancient sister's sin will finally be eradicated.
A raid now? Oh boy. But who? Uh-oh. Mihai, okay. All right. Oh boy. Another opportunity to have very confusing conversation. Welcome, Raiders. How you doing on this fine Monday evening? Good evening, welcome. My name is Shadow Temple. Welcome to 1000xRESIST, the very, very, very ending of this game. And what is going to probably be my game of the year. For reasons I am not going to explain to you. And I dare you to go play the game yourself. The line I've been trying to use up to this point, and I'm sure there'll be a better like elevator pitch for this game that will come out at some point. Thank you much, Dax, for the Prime Gaming sub. That's very kind. It's a sci-fi narrative-heavy game that, number one, what if you take the scribblings and diary of a high school girl, and then you build 1,000-year civilization from that, with that as your cultural basis? What happens then? And then asks another question that I think is really at the core of all this more than anything, which is there any feeling worth getting incinerated over? And we've been answering that question for about the past 18 hours in game. This is $20, friends, and I highly implore you, if you like how stories can make you feel in video games, that you pick this up yourself and give it a shot. But regardless, hello, friends. Those of you coming in from Mihai's stream, I'm Shadow Temple. You might know me better as the guy who plays Pierce on the AFMAO stuff, both old Pierce and new. And yeah, we have a wonderful time here. Hope you had a good time over at Mihai's stream. What were you guys up to over there? What was going on? Friends are already here. Mihai Zeta, the guy who plays Noi for the AFMAO channel. I did some streaming here tonight. You should go hit the follow button over there if you haven't already done so. I think we did a shout out, but just in case we didn't, please do a shout out there in chat, please, and thank you. Yeah, no, it's true. It's interesting that just because you want to be kind doesn't mean kindness is going to be returned. Doing a medley of indie demos from the Sonic Amateur Games Expo. That's really cool. That is super neat. Yeah, like I said, this is the very end of the game. Extraordinarily recommend that you pick this game up if you get the opportunity. It is so good. It is so good. It is an indie Asian Canadian dev that is fully voiced. Is an incredible game. Came out back in May. Doesn't have nearly the amount of attention that it deserves. And I think it's going to pick up a bunch of sneaky awards by the end of the year at this rate. 3D platformers, gorgeous. 2D pixel art stuff. Yellow taxi goes vroom. Yeah, no. When you're Sonic Amateur, that's exactly what it is, right? Smooth, fun, engaging gameplay. I get you. Anyway, we're going to dig back in here, friends. Thank you all again for stopping by. Let's see where our choices land us.
She has hid all her life. She can finally rest in oblivion. Maybe some people are truly beyond forgiveness.
I'm not saying that she's necessarily beyond forgiveness so much as I think she needs to rest. I think life is torturing her more than death could otherwise provide a relief. Gal's been alive for thousands of years and has not found peace, upon which she has been tasked.
She needs to go. Otherwise, certain sisters will rally behind her again.
There's that too.
She had her chance to do what was right, much longer than the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
She chose to hold tightly.
If that is your wish, then so be it.
Thank you, Secretary.
Farewell, Blue. Let this thread be unburdened.
Here we go. Back to present. Keeper with the catch. Woo! Nailed it. That was such a quick ending, though. My goodness. I was not ready for that. Is this going to be the actual epilogue? Or are we doing it again? Nope. We are in the actual epilogue now. Okay. Let's go. We're down in the train tunnels. This whole thing is powered down, which means the generation ship has probably reached the end of its life, if I had to guess. There's no reason to believe that this thing kept going for much longer, after all. Oh, hold on. Hello, Blue. Wow, love the look.
I'm usually here alone. So thank you for coming with me.
Blue's older, in case you haven't noticed. Maybe far older, for all we know.
I know it's dangerous.
Abandoned.
Why did we leave?
For the same reasons why anyone leaves.
So we're a new generation. I don't know how they did it, or if maybe they just got the old pods rolling again, but we have a new group.
There was an end in sight, and a hope for something else. Something better.
The others didn't want to come.
She does sound like a Zhao, doesn't she?
We left for good, they said.
Is this Zhao Prime? It kind of sounds like Zhao Prime.
But you came.
Yes. I wanted to know more.
No, just kidding. Not actually. It can't be, because she would be very aware of this. No, she's just a new Zhao.
See it for myself.
Or a Zhao that's never seen the orchard.
That's important. After everything that's happened, I can't help but come back. I return every year.
You're mourning.
Some things can't be rushed. Sometimes it feels like it was just yesterday. Why don't you go visit my sisters? I'm sure they'd be happy to see someone other than me for once.
Here we go. Find where Fixer, Healer, Watcher remains, Red Shell remains, Cherry remains, Bartender remains. Oh boy. All dead characters, I presume. Well, Blue's younger than all of them, right? So there's very little chance that any of the original sisters are still alive at this point. One would presume. Principal, maybe?
Remember a guilty, matricidal watcher who lost faith and an eye. She could have been a nobody. She was ancient by the end. For you, something fresh. She's my favorite.
So that's where Watcher ended up. Where are you going, Watcher? Matricidal, you're right. I didn't think about that, but that's absolutely right. Matricidal, huh? Yeah, this appears to be way in the future. I mean, Blue sounds very intentionally aged.
Remember the armed sisters who upheld a fictitious government and sacrificed many lives. They turned on their own. They didn't know better. For you, something clean. I heard about them.
Those are the red shells, yeah. Keeping an eye on the world. Bang Bang Fire.
Remember a philosophizing Bang Bang Fire who hated her role and was difficult to understand. She carried the past with her like a shadow. She was happier when she was drunk. For you, something funny. I wouldn't mind something funny.
Where's BBF? There she is. Where's she going? She just start jumping. Running. Huh. Healer's somewhere in here. It's probably in pretty good shape despite it being no longer used for many years.
Remember a tired and indulgent healer who thrived in her late years as a cultural icon.
Okay.
She was petty. She was honest.
She was.
For you, something sparkling. I'm a big fan. What's it like to be a legend?
So iconic. Very, very demure. Okay, here's like interactions between them, I suppose. I get it now. Yeah, it's kind of melancholy haunting, this whole exercise, you know what I mean? On one hand, I'm glad all these sisters found a place to finally rest. But it hurts. Fixer?
Remember a stubborn
Yep.
and brash fixer who discovered our first forms of flight and disappeared. She could not sleep through the night. She struggled with words. For you, something secret. Words can be hard sometimes.
There we go. They're connected back together again. Aw. Are these still shards? I just now realized the big giant blue shards are pieces from the sky. When we cracked it. Whoops. Oops, my bad. Huh. Interesting. One that doesn't get lit.
Remember a tight-lipped and two-faced knower who she made enemies over and over. She was not for the faint of heart.
Mm-mm.
For you, something soft. So many enemies.
That's all Knower gets, huh? By being as two-faced as she was, she died with no friends. The end. Woof. I think that clears the first floor. She died with no friends and deserves to be forgotten. The end. Can't believe I never visited this room when in the earlier part of the game. I thought I had really deftly traversed every single zone of this game, but somehow I missed that one entirely. Find it wild. She's looking down on BBF and Healer, yeah. Perhaps there was something that she missed there.
Remember a shy Jiao who stood in the same spot her whole life, giving away empty pages of memorabilia.
I didn't think about that, but that is some interesting symbolism, isn't it? that to like make a selling of a diary, which is meant to be such a holder of memories, but clearing them of all the memories. Such a famous and consequential tome that had been cleared of the very things that made it consequential.
She loved her function. She died standing at the ready. For you, something wild.
There she is. Looks like maybe only one left.
Remember an unflinching bartender.
Oh, of course.
Who tended to libation the way she tended to revolution. She chose not to be careful. She was shot in the back. For you, something sacred.
There's bartender. So now just a station of ghosts watching over all that remains. To what end? I also love how bartender became so important by the end. I think that's lovely. She deserves it. A friend to all and a confidant to many. A friend whose job it is to be a friend. That's really what it comes down to, right? Someone who sees the worst of everyone, but sees within everyone the best of everyone. There's just rubble in the tunnels below. Nowhere to be there. I think this is the right tunnel. Yep, here we go. You think I would know this map by now. There's I've been through here enough times at this point, to say the least.
To this day, I wonder, what if I had chosen differently?
Oh, that's an interesting thing to think about, miss. You're right. Knower and bartender were two functions whose very existence involved knowing things that other people didn't know, right? To the idea that you can use that information and respond with empathy and kindness and respect. Or you can use that to your advantage at the expense of all.
A sister once said to me, "Don't think too hard. It's bad for the brain."
I did not notice blue symbol in the objectives. Was it Watchers?
I can confirm that.
Your sisters. I've heard so much about them.
What would they say now?
I think they would want you to forgive yourself.
There is forgiveness, and then there is the gravity of consequence.
You did what you had to do.
I did. There's one last sight I want you to see. In the cave.
There you go.
Waterfall.
I knew it.
Please.
I knew there had to be one.
Remember a teenager who fled her home with a full backpack and a picture in her pocket.
Yeah, I wanted to catch this one too. We got it for Iris, huh?
She couldn't find happiness. She missed her parents. For you, something old. I feel as if I know her.
No ghosts of that one. You'll notice. Think we're coming right down to it, friends. This is about it.
Remember a lying and leading principal who tried to be a better mother than her own. She chose not to regret her damage. She chose to be in pain. For you, something merciful. All we can do is try, right?
To a certain extent, I hope she found peace in all of that, right? I did not see her, like, my decision to kill her off to be one of like, revenge, but of someone who has been truly tortured for over 1,000 years and who just needed to be done. She was not happy to be alive and was causing great harm to a great many people as a result of that.
I left so many things behind here. Maybe there's still more to leave. How about you? Anything you care to keep here?
I'd like to leave a picture.
Of what?
A friend.
It will be here for you, if ever you're back to visit. Are you ready to return to the others?
I think so.
I am.
Blue to ephemeral. Blue to ephemeral. Ready for retrieval.
This is ephemeral. Message received, Blue. On our way to rendezvous.
Who in the world?
Maybe you'll write something for me one day. After all.
It kind of sounded like, is that third secretary? We never got a chance. We hung out with Secretary Vice, but we never got to meet the third one. Is that ephemeral?
There are more yesterdays to come.
I have to imagine. Because, yeah, blue secretary left. Red secretary was Vice. I do wonder if that third is ephemeral. There's the old ship. I don't know how much they're going to show at the end of this, and that's fine, honestly. But it's fun to know that they did find something beyond this. A new opportunity to do something else. And yes, with the occupants, with the keepers gone, there's nothing left to kill them. Huh. Yeah? The other sisters. God, those heels look painful to walk in. In sand? Are you kidding me? And that's it. Hecky Almo. We did it, friends. What do we clock this one in at? 24 hours. All right. Whoops. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Sunny Daydream Chen. Also the same voice of Zhao, you'll notice. So, of course. Yeah, look at this cast. We seeing other endings? No. If you want to see other endings, go play the game yourself. I maintain that for a lot of games that I play because, you know, ultimately, I love narrative-heavy games. I think the stories that games can tell are such a unique thing for the medium that I hope we have more opportunities to have experiences like this together, right? But number one, I think when it comes to doing multiple endings of games, for the most part, that kind of ruins the grounding of the story that we were able to tell together here, right? High school students and teachers. Oh, cute. But also, like, I recognize by playing games like this from beginning to end, I kind of take the wind out of the sails of games like this, right? You know, like, if you've watched me play through the whole thing, then there's a good chance you're probably not going to go by it yourself. And so the best thing I can do at the very least is leave some content on the floor so that you have some sort of desire to go pick up the game yourself. And I can encourage any game that I play on stream, please, if you liked what you've seen, tip the poor folks. You guys give me like $20. I got $65 to bring my dog on camera today. I didn't get $65, it was to MSF, but that's beside the point. If that was worth your $65, then this developer deserves your $20 to own this game yourself. If not to play now, then maybe to play in the future, or just sit on your Steam shelf, like so many other games that I'm sure you have. But it deserves your attention, it deserves your money, and I think it deserves our love. Until when? It happened. Earlier tonight. Youngest was voiced by the same person who voiced Watcher. That is interesting. But yeah, so you said 7 total endings, 2 of which were in resulting credits, 5 you bring back to the selection. I find that interesting. So, obviously, you know, keeping Mauve alive seems like it is just automatic failure. Just not a good plan there. I get that. I mean, I assume if you keep Redguard alive in any way, shape, or form, that also is the same problem, right? Rewatched an Ephemeral is the unique VA with no overlap. That's why I really think it's the third. I think that's the third secretary. I can't imagine necessarily what the other 3 endings are, except maybe some combination thereof of the. Oh, you know what? I bet you there's also, if you kill off the original sisters, Fixer and Folk, whose goal it is to get up to the surface. Well, not necessarily. That could be the other end credits, is they don't make it to the surface and they live out their days until everything runs out on the ship, which could also be the other one. I don't know though, and I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Do not tell me. Actually, a trans shell, and they found teeth. Wow, there you go. It's an interesting thought. I think it's better we don't. I think it's better that you go find out for yourselves. If you don't want to play the game, just go look it up. I'm sure it'll be very easy to find. If you are curious, though, go play the game yourself. Make different dialogue choices than I made and things like that. And find yourself your own way. This game made me think a lot the past couple weeks, friends, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It was way more than I anticipated. And I try to think whether or not this game could be... with games like this, I'm always curious if a game like this could be a movie, right? Like, why make this a game if another medium could have handled it on its own? It could have been like a show, right? But I think to its own end, you being a part of the discovery of the information as you went along and building your own conclusions was such a significant part of trying to better understand the situation that people found themselves in, but also to be able to connect yourself and others with these notions of generational trauma and, trying to discover your own lost history and things of that nature. You know what I mean? I think that became extremely unique to see that all in action. Oh, you know what, Dwayne? I bet you that is definitely one of the revert back endings, which is kill everyone. None of us deserve another chance. Boy, that'd be real rough. Def check out What Remains of Edith Finch. Yeah. No, I get you. At some point, I think we will. But yeah. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I've been talking during this whole stream or this whole game, so I think my thoughts out in the world have already been pretty well displayed. But if for some reason you have only tuned in a little bit and you are now catching on this, I light the beacons. I sound the horn. I call upon the 7 soldiers. If you are into this is one of them. This is one of those games. This is an Outer Wilds. This is a Obra Dinn. This is one of those games that is going to let you discover a story in a novel and unique way, and you're going to love it if you give it a chance. Is what I say. And I mean it. I really do. And I hope people do pay attention to it, especially come award season, because I think it deserves way more attention than I feel like I've been hearing about it. So, yeah, there it is. Schedule for the rest of this week, friends. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to get ourselves started on the new Persona 3 DLC that comes out tomorrow. I already got confirmed to get a key directly from Sega, so I appreciate the fine folks over there for giving that to me. I guess I should also then give disclosure that I'm getting a free copy, but I mean, it was on the schedule before I got the free copy, so joke's on them. I was already going to buy it. But yeah, we're going to be playing that tomorrow and Wednesday, by the way, because I want it to be the Monday, Wednesday, Friday game, but I knew I'd need another night for 1000xRESIST, and it doesn't come out till tomorrow. So I simultaneously wanted to play it when it came out, which is tomorrow, and then I also wanted to get it on the Monday, Wednesday, Friday block. So that's why we're playing it also on Wednesday. Thursday, then, we'll be back to more of Ace Attorney Justice for All. We're going to keep pounding through that so we can get ourselves caught up and then finish that case so we can jump into the Ace Attorney Investigation series that just now released last weekend. And so I'm excited for that. Then Friday, we'll be back to more Persona 3, and that's going to be our new schedule moving forward, friends. Saturday, if I don't come up with anything better, I want to do Crowd Control Supermarket Simulator again. I thought maybe playing that game once would itch the scratch, but surprise, I have more itches to scratch now as a result. I want to play that game again, so we're probably going to play that game again. Whoops, my bad. If you guys weren't there on last Saturday, it was very fun. We got a chance to use crowd control, which really broke the game in really fun ways. And I hope you guys will tune in again to give it another go. And then Sunday, back to more Ace Attorney. Monday, we'll be back to more Persona 3, and you'll see how we kind of roll this thing through. Freed the workers and then hired them again, of course. Of course. All right, friends, let's go find someone to raid here tonight, but thank you all so much. I hope, like, I when games truly affect me, usually I'm kind of a tearful-eyed fella at the end of these things. I promise you, just because I'm not crying at the end of this stream does not mean that this game hasn't affected me. It has affected me majorly in many ways. And I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to share this moment together. And yeah, I want more. I want more of these games. I want more of these games where I feel so inspired and thoughtful as a result. And I hope games, I know games are having a little bit of a hard time right now. And I'm hoping that despite all this, that more games like this get made and have opportunities to tell fascinating stories in a way that other mediums just can't capture.